the hockey fans coming from all around the globe to celebrate the IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. You can see it in the official zone, you can see it here in the arena. And I would like to say from the bottom of my heart, welcome to my country, welcome to the heart of Europe, welcome to Czechia.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think that everything is ready for another game of the 2024 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. I'm ready, the Mascots are ready, and I hope you are ready as well. Are you here?
We will start with the quarterfinalists of the IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship from the year 2010. Last year in 2023 in Latvia and Finland, it was 10th place for Denmark. They have not lost the first period in 12 out of 13 games. And once again, go efter middag med dig, 65, Christian Mason. And number 72, Philip Schultz. Head coach of Team Denmark is Mikael Gabb. The assistant coaches, Andreas Lilja and Magnus Wednesday. Let's introduce the line of 14, Austria. Goalkeepers, number 30, David Kickoff. Number 31, David Mada. First line, number 14, Kilian Fuge. Number 91, Dominik Heinrich. Number 3, Peter Schneider. Number 5, Thomas Raffel. And number 70, Benjamin Wiesner. Second line, number 32, Bernd Wolf. Number 92, Clemens Unterberger. Number 16, Dominik Zwerger. Number 23, Marco Rossi. And number 96, Mario Huber. Third line, number 12, David Meyer. Number 24, Stephen Strong. Number 17, Manuel Cara. Number 19, Vincent
Day 2 of the 2024 World Hockey Championship here in Prague, and Game 2 has Denmark taking on Austria. Denmark, 10th last year, has finished between 9th and 12th in each of the last 6 World Championships. And taking on an Austrian team that is in the top division for the 5th consecutive year with an asterisk. We'll explain that in a moment. The referees are Mikael Holm of Sweden, Andre Schrader of Germany, the linesman Nick Briganti of the United States, and Daniel Hinek from Czechia. Roger Bada, the head coach of this Austrian national team for the 5th time. Native of Switzerland, the former head coach of the Austrian national junior program as well. And the first-year head coach of the Danish national team, Mikael Gath, takes over from Heinz Ehlers, who was the longtime head coach of the national program, the father of Denmark's Nikolai Ehlers. And the starting 6 for Team Austria. Danes will look to continue their mastery of the Austrians. That has been the story in recent years in this tournament. Austria was relegated in 2019, but the next year's tournament was canceled. There was no promotion in 21, so they were restored to the top division. In the last 4 World Championships, the Austrians have won just twice. Last year, a shootout win over Hungary sent the Hungarians down and kept Austria in the top division. Starting a goal for Austria is 32-year-old David Madlener, plays for Vorarlberg in the Ice Hockey League, a league in Central Southern Europe. A .902 save percentage in 32 games played there. He's in his 3rd World Championship. And Fredrik Diko, playing his 4th World Championship, plays for HV 71 in the Swedish Hockey League. Also played for Frölunda in that league this year at an .898 save percentage.
Go, boys, keep it safe. Sticks down.
And away we go. Denmark made the quarterfinals once in the last 10 years. That was in 2016. So the key for the Danes, beat the teams you're supposed to beat and then get a result against someone else. So the teams they're supposed to beat would be Austria, Norway, Great Britain, and then find a way to get a point against someone else to get to the quarters. And for Austria, the goal is simple: stay up.
Which means 3 points, 2 points might be enough to have that happen at the end of the tournament. Although with 4 teams kind of in the secondary tier of Group A.
Right. Alexander True walks it. Oh, backhand shot that's turned away by Madlener. And sent back down to the Danish zone where Philip Brugesser is back to pick it up. There's for Fishtown in the German league. 17 Danes have played in the NHL in the country's history. Only 1 goaltender, Frederik Andersen, currently playing for the Carolina Hurricanes. And by the way, Denmark does have a goalie spot open.
Could be available as early as tomorrow.
Yeah, Hooper got tied up with the referee there. The play continues. Danes have only named 20 players and 2 goaltenders. You're allowed to name 22 skaters, 3 goalkeepers. So,
like always, so much pressure on the NHL players for some of these smaller countries to say yes.
Right.
Knowing that one great goaltending performance could be enough to keep them up or down.
Austria, David Reinbacher, the Montreal Canadiens' 1st-round pick, as that pass ahead for Lucas Hodum is offside.
Good chance early for Denmark as Alexander True looks to find the 5-hole. Or he wasn't quite sure. 5-hole elevation. He fanned on it trying to go up. There might have been space over Diko's glove, but True played in Charlotte in the AHL this year. Not able to elevate to the top of the net.
Played 3 years in the Western Hockey League for Seattle. Has played some NHL games for San Jose and Seattle. Jumping up for Austria is Stephen Strong. Dad, Ken, played in the NHL, parts of 3 years with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now moved out by Christian Weisse. In comes David Meyer, an OHL veteran. Now scooped up by Jesper Jensen-Abo. His 13th consecutive World Championship for the Danes.
Dane's another one of the countries that doesn't have a ton of turnover year over year. They return 16, 17 players every year.
There has been a little bit of turnover this year. We don't see some of the familiar names we've seen in past years. Let's chip back down the Danish zone. Matthias Lassen goes back, and icing called against Austria.
And there's one of the marquee players, Joachim Blichfeld, for Denmark. And played the WHL, a little bit in San Jose, a couple games in the NHL. And had a pretty productive year in Bäckwa, the Swedish league, one of the top teams in Europe.
That long point shot goes wide from Niklas Jensen. One year they had 4 Jensens and a Jensen. And 2 of them were named Nick, including this one, Niklas Jensen.
Now look at the upside.
In comes Thaler with it. That's knocked away from Lucas Thaler.
Just more opportunity to be correct if you call someone Jensen.
Exactly. When in doubt. In comes Blichfeld, a shot that deflects wide. Joachim Blichfeld, former Western Hockey League Player of the Year with the Portland Winterhawks in 2019. Philip Brugesser waits and tees it up. He's got lots of room. Now does fire, goes off the end of Madeliner's glove into the corner.
Really, Austria playing passive on the points. Skate, you're in.
Now the captain Thomas Raffel moves in. That's kicked away by Deco.
So 3 times Austria's had a half step. It looks like they're in if they just had a bit more pace.
Brought in by Benjamin Nisner. That's steered away. Nisner plays for Salzburg in the Ice Hockey League. They've won the last 3 championships in that league. Just brought ahead quickly by Matthias Fromm. Trying to work that back in front for Olsson. That was broken up by Killian Zundel. Now here's Zundel back with it. Now the play called as a puck bounced into the Austrian bench.
Nobody challenging the point man. Eventually he walks wires and off the shoulder of Madlener and just drifts by the post. Note for the Austrians to know that if they get a puck up there, they may not be pressured as hard as they think.
And here's Marco Rossi with it. Rossi was the OHL Player of the Year for the Ottawa 67s in 2020. And a player missed almost an entire year with the after effects of COVID. Jensen-Abo has to move that ahead. Picked out by Frederick Storm, plays for Cologne in the German league. Here comes Rossi, winding through center ice. 21 goal year from Minnesota in the NHL. He was the 9th overall pick in the 2020 draft by the Wild, who had real concerns about his health a couple of years ago. He was
he had to return to Europe and disappear and try to get healthy, but was scoring pretty prolifically in Iowa. And finally made the jump full time to Minnesota. It was 20+ goals, basically their second line center.
Adam chips that back down to the Danish zone. Moved around by Matthias Lassen. Like a lot of these Danish players, has ties to Sweden. He plays for Malmo in the Swedish Hockey League. And a long shoot in there by Marcus Lorentzen. The younger and smaller of the Lorentzen brothers. His older brother Oliver is 6'6", 230 pounds. And that plays offside at the Austrian line. Some pushing and shoving breaks out. We mentioned that Austria was able to avoid relegation last year. The last time this tournament was played here in Prague, Austria got relegated in the cruelest way possible. Entering the final day, the only way they could go out would be if Latvia beat France in overtime. That was the only way it could happen. And that's exactly what happened.
That would be the hockey not rewarding you. The most unlikely of overtime results.
Yeah. Back at the point as Nicholas Jensen plays that back around. Austria, another country like Norway that doesn't have a huge player pool, but tried to punch above its weight on the world hockey stage.
Dear hockey fans, let me introduce two beautiful members of the Ice Hockey World Championship, Bob and Bobby.
No skirt in the opening period here in Prague. Also underway this hour, Poland and Latvia are playing in Austria. Poland and Great Britain were the two promoted teams from Division 1A last year.
The third and fourth spot really seem up to grab in the other group.
Right.
Yeah, Sweden and the U.S. would be very strong, but Germany, Latvia, Slovakia will be fighting for those next two positions.
Sweden beat the United States last night.
Put themselves in a great spot to finish first.
In this arena last night, Czechia beat Finland in a shootout in the opener for both teams. Czechia will play Norway in the last game here tonight. Another huge crowd here today for the second game as True works in again, shoots and just misses wide. Really good look for Alexander True.
That is not very good neutral zone play by Austria. Controlled forecheck by Austria, and you let True get in alone on the wing with one simple pass.
Brought out by Jensen Abo. Clemens Unterweger. Plays it back in. Jensen Abo is not letting anyone move. Now picked up by Baumgartner. Move passes. Intercepted and moved back quickly ahead for Bernd Wolf. In for Rossi, shoots, but that just wide. It's the guy they wanted to have the puck with, and Rossi just missed. And Bernd Wolf back to pick it up. Grew up playing in Switzerland, plays for Lugano in the Swiss League.
Finally coming up to Rossi, snapping the stick out of Lorenz's hands.
And that was a long way from where the puck was.
Unnecessary by Rossi. Here's a chance he had prior to that. Right down the middle, looks for a little push go, and just fans on a little bit, rolls off the underneath part of the break. Here he goes trying to be a pest, and when you fire 20 feet in the air, it's pretty obvious and unnecessary.
Right in front of the official. So Denmark gets the game's first power play. There's a shot fired by Marcus Lorentzen off the stick and wide. Oscar Molgaard for Brugesser. Philip Brugesser. Points it back to Lorentzen. Across to Molgaard. Moved back in front, but True couldn't reach that. That's banked Knocked off the boards and down the ice by David Meyer. Here comes True with it. True drops that back to Marcus Lorentzen. Brugesser. Back to Molgaard. A point shot again by Marcus Lorentzen. That time it was blocked by Lucas Thaler. Lorentzen again. To Weisse. Brugesser. Back to Lorentzen. Brugesser. Back down to Weisse for True with a chance and a pad save made by Madlener. Racing to get to that puck was Paul Hilbert, who sends it back out. Both teams changing. Brugesser holds up and waits for teammates to arrive. Lead pass to Jensen moving in because Jensen is shot. Steered away by Madlener. 35 seconds to go in this Danish power play, the first of the game. Patrick Russell. Back for Niklas Jensen. Down to Olesen. Across to Blichfeld. Jensen. Over to Olesen. Niklas Jensen, nifty back pass for Russell. Couldn't handle it. And the Austrians send it down.
Exactly right. If Russell handles that clean, he's got all kinds of space and options.
Nifty move by Felix Schiele with speed through the neutral zone. Shoots. That's gloved by Madlener. No score here in the opening period. You're watching the 2024 World Hockey Championship from Prague.
Try with us also with our virtual mirror, a great smile, be it lipstick or your cherry face. Choose your colors as you are. This is Akita, the beauty of hockey, and here it's truly amazing.
Mascots are back. The same mascots in 2015, Bob and Bobak.
Why Rabbits?
I don't know. I'm not in charge.
Well, I thought there'd be like a story of a bunny that one time did something.
Prague or something?
Yeah, something.
The bunny that saved Prague?
I look to you, please, at this kind of information.
I'll find out, but rabbits are cute.
Just cute and cuddly. Okay, that'll work. Oh,
I'll have to draw a chance there for Joachim Blichfeld. Turned away by Madlener.
big scramble on the face-off. Puck just sits there. And Blichfeld with the quick stick finds it, pulls it out, and the puck's that far in front of your feet. It's hard to shoot it low or accurately. It's kind of, you're reaching and it has a tendency to sail on you.
Russell taken down. It's fired back in by Jensen Abo. Now makes Berger back on it. Long shooting, glove down by Madlener.
Well, Madlener gets the call in the opening game, and these are big games for them. Marco Rossi understands that as well. They would focus primarily on this game and their last two against Norway and Great Britain as opportunities to secure a spot, not necessarily in the quarterfinals, but in next year's tournament. So it tells you what the coaching staff thinks of Madlener to get him this start.
Lorentzen with it.
That's better in the neutral zone. Get wider if you're Austria. Force them to slow down in the middle.
All of a sudden, the True back at the point. Marcus Lauritsen fires. He loves to shoot it. And the glove save made by Madletter.
Well, it's not a bad play by Denmark to weave their way through the neutral zone. But what you can't do if you're Austria when you're backing up is give full speed, easy access to the offensive zone. You got to make them move, slow down, make a pass or two, and give your defense a chance to set up in your own end. Better job for Austria in that sequence.
The bulk of these Austrian players play in the Ice Hockey League, which is teams from Austria, Hungary, Italy, and Slovenia. Salzburg is the powerhouse.
The Red Bulls?
Yeah, owned by Red Bull. They also own the Red Bull Academy. 7 of these players in the Austrian team are from that academy. In comes Matthias Fromm, pivots back. And Fromm drops that back because Jensen, a shot that goes off a skate. That's brought back out by
good hit. Good hit.
Slammed down there by Brugesser. And he plays offside at the Austrian line.
Stepping right up and right through. Oh, low 5 for that one. Now you do this because you have tons of back pressure. If you miss, you're okay. Because your partners are coming back, forwards are coming back. Vukovic's trying to get the going up ice. Perfectly clean. Scott Stevens is smiling somewhere.
Just to finish the thought, in the Red Bull Academy, what's intriguing about it, it's not just for Austrians. Munich, also owned by Red Bull in the German league, sends a lot of its top prospects there as well.
Some North Americans.
Yeah.
Well, Brian Savage had his kids. Red Savage played a big role in World Junior a couple of years ago. Had his kids there for a little bit.
Yeah. Some prominent Canadians have gone there as well. Rink-wide pass winds up in the Austrian bench. We've talked about before internationally the formula for the underdog, in this case Austria, would be get good goaltending, shorten the game, take advantage on special teams.
And it'd be the rarest of game for Denmark, thinking we got to carry play. We need to make things happen. And the belief that they're the better team.
Denmark has Canada tomorrow. Austria plays Switzerland tomorrow. Off the draw, a quick shot there by Mario Huber. Turned away by Diko, who has not been busy in the Danish goal. Rossi plays that back. Diko thought that was icing.
Good no call, though. The defenseman steps up the neutral zone and lifts the offensive player's stick, so he can't touch it. That shouldn't have gave the icing. It did there. It doesn't always, but it did there.
Felix Schiel looks rink wide. In comes Rossi with it. Rossi holds, has a look, feeds that back at the point. Sundmo shoots. He hammered that wide on the pass from Rossi. And now Rossi flattens his net for Molgaard. That's going to be another minor penalty to Rossi here in the first period.
He knows this is not the NHL, right? You can't steamroll into somebody from behind and be surprised if they call a penalty. Molgaard standing there dangerously a few feet away from the boards, not moving. If he bumps him, but he drove him a little high in the back. If he bumps the hips, well, when you drive the numbers, tip of head first into the boards, that's a call that will usually be made.
What is rarely called is checking from behind, and the reason for that is there's no minor penalty for it.
Right.
It's only a major penalty.
So that one, like almost by definition, was checking from behind. Hit him right from behind.
Right.
But they would defer to boarding because they wanted to be 2 minutes.
Right.
Which that was a 2 minute penalty, not a 5.
You can still call a 5 for boarding if you want.
Right. So they should have a checking from behind 2 minute option as well.
Same thing's true in the NHL.
Yeah. Listen, I think for boarding they should have a 2, a 4, and a 5. We'll get into that later in the tournament.
Full of ideas today.
Another penalty coming up.
A high stick here.
He's going to Denmark. Agard. Got Meyer up top.
So Ogard's going to go here. Wait for Guelph in the OHL. Also played at the University of Guelph for a couple years, won a national championship there.
So this is an interesting one because we know that follow-throughs are not always called high sticks.
Right.
But that was a follow-through and leave your stick up there.
It was a follow-through to hold.
And let the guy skate into it. Another good call. That's a good call by the refs. They read that one correctly.
Lawson, as the teams are now 4-on-4 for just over a minute and a half. In comes Russell with it. Marcus Lauritsen feeds that back to Russell, returns it to Lauritsen. Russell, the former Edmonton Oiler, drops it back to Lawson. Back for Russell, alone in front, shoots. Oh, what a great stop there, rebound, and it's saved on the goal line. Terrific stop there, Lauritsen scores. Marcus Lauritsen finally pokes it home after a great save. A goal line save by Dominic Heinrich, but finally the Danes cash 4-on-4.
Lauritsen slides in on the back door, but the play is made up top when Russell rolls around and his defender, Rohrer, falls. And then it's just a scramble. Everyone playing goal and nobody taking anybody. Russell gets the first chance, keeps it alive, pokes it back in, and then finally, Lauritsen on the second attempt just bats it home. But when Rohrer lost an edge, that created the seam to Russell, and everything went downhill from there for Austria. And Lauritsen's got the Danes up 1-0. And that's what 4-on-4 hockey will do. Open things up, take away the layers. If there is a breakdown, it usually results in a pretty good chance.
I gotta say, the fourth scoring chance in a sequence is not really the goalie's fault.
I mean, his pads were inside the net at that point. It's gonna be hard to stop. Russell gets open on this quick little seam play. Matt Benner with a good save. And then everyone else is just focused on trying to play goal as well. One shot, two shot.
Marcus Lauritsen plays for Frankfurt, Germany's GEL. Played a couple of years in the United States Hockey League. Played 3 years in the American Hockey League with Lake Erie. Denmark's another country that really punches above its weight in sports. When you think about how good they are at soccer, Nicholas Jensen plays it back across. True with a long shot that goes just wide. True knocks that away. To pick it up is Peter Schneider. Fed back down to the Austrian zone. Here's David Meyer with it. The teams are...
Quick little power play here for Austria for 5 more seconds.
Rossi fell behind the goal. Now Ogard steps up. The teams are back to 5-on-5. Ogard fires that back in off the end boards. It goes to Blickfeld. And that play was called... Oh, a holding penalty, holding stick call is coming to Denmark as Jensen Avlund goes off and Austria goes to the power play.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pretty sure that your heart beats for hockey. And now it's your time to show the power of the game.
So a holding the stick call to Denmark with 5:02 to go in the first period. Will send Austria to the power play. First full power play for them. 12-second or earlier. And this is where special teams become a must for a team like Austria. Moved around as Schneider has it. Back to Heinrich. Rossi flips that back to Heinrich. Back across, and a hard shot by Schneider goes off the outside of the net. Here's Schneider back with it. That's picked off and sent down the ice by Weisse.
Good sequence, good one-timer, and then Schneider's got to make a better play off the wall. Can't turn it over and give the easy clear when you have full possession.
And away comes Rossi. Streaks it across the line. True fell. And Raffel plays that back to Nisner. In the corner for Schneider. Back to Heinrich. Schneider banks it back for Heinrich. He missed it. Now flips the puck across to Rossi as Austria regroups. Schneider works it back in front. Just missing on that was Heinrich. True taps it back, and it's sent down the ice by Lassen. Rossi looks, knocked down, they score! Frederick Storm with the steal and the score, and it's a short-handed goal for Denmark. This has been a nightmare first period for Marco Rossi.
Good work by Frederick Storm to get up the ice. Austria was looking for a line change. Rossi was going back on his own. You see, he's the only guy heading back for it, but see, he thinks he's gonna be able to cut this and skate up the ice, but Storm undercuts Matt Leonard. Look at the pass that Storm takes. He darts inside him and knocks Rossi right over, sweeps it home, 5-hole for a shorty. That seems to be an Austrian fan who doesn't appreciate the power play breakout. You just got to know when it's a dangerous spot. Marco Rossi, too high risk cutting in front of his own net. So no support.
So a couple of minor penalties for Rossi here in the first. And a giveaway in the power play leads to a short-handed goal and a 2-0 lead for Denmark. Storm third all-time in games played for Danes at the World Championship. This is his 83rd game in his 13th World Championship. 35-year-old plays for Cologne of DEL, Germany. Now Rohrer back in, still some time left in this Austrian power play, but pass up ahead for Olesen working in, trying to feed that back in front for True. He was knocked off stride. Picked out by True. Lassen across to Marcus Lorentzen. And now picked up by Mario Huber. Austria plays its last game of the tournament on the final day of the preliminary round against Great Britain.
They tend to set up those last day matchups that will matter most to both teams.
You mentioned last year it took a shootout win over Hungary to keep Austria in the top division and send the Hungarians down. Now Russell moves in and rolls that wide. Russell back on it. Brings it around for Ogard. That pass just missed. And Meyer has it back. Out to center ice. He finds Vukovits. That plays offside at the Danish line.
Frederick Storm, longtime veteran. You get a sense of what he's looking at from the ref cam.
And he didn't interfere.
No, he didn't touch anybody going around the net.
Like didn't touch the. He went around him, but didn't touch him.
Now, a lot of things can be done differently there. Rossi's thinking defense. He should flare to the corner and stand still. He's thinking offense. He wants to cut and go. If Matt Leonard wants to help out his partner, you pass that puck and you take a step towards the net, so that path isn't available. You make the guy take the long path or run you over for a, like Marty Turco would step in your way, so you had to go around him. And
You could see trouble brewing there.
I couldn't help myself with the lookout.
Benjamin Nissner works in. Nissner has a look and shoots. And Dico makes the easy stop on that. And Schneider's in there digging.
So Austria thinks we get a power play late in the first. We'll snap it around, get tie it up, feel pretty good about ourselves after the first period. And it goes the other way where Austria's top player turns it over and Denmark scores a shorthanded goal. But Austria has no choice. Marco Rossi's got to go right back out there. They need goals. They need plays. He's the one who can do that's best.
And for Austria, Denmark would be in the bucket of teams that they would think they'd have a chance to.
The highest of the bucket.
Yeah.
They would be the.
Yeah. Then Norway, then Norway, then Great Britain.
Correct. Well, given what we just saw in Great Britain, they're going to be no cupcake.
No. Now Zundel winds in, tries to drop that back to Rossi. Rossi holds and shoots. Dico knocks that away. Back in by Huber. And Lassen out to Poulsen. From Rick wide to Lassen.
Leg out.
And that lead feed for From, who was streaking in, but it's picked off by Unterweger. And Denmark would be a team that their goal and success for them would be a spot in the quarterfinals.
Hard pressed with the group design the way it is in this group.
Yeah, they'd have to.
They'd have to really, some strange things would have to happen.
They'd have to beat one of the big four. It's a long shot hammered wide by Lucas Houghton.
And not drop any points against anybody else.
Right, they'd have to, well, beat all the teams you're supposed to beat, and then beat one you're not supposed to beat.
They don't always beat all the teams they're supposed to beat, though,
That's
unfortunately.
part of the problem. Long shot, score! Manuel Ganal gives Austria life late in the first period.
You'd have to describe that one as a floater at best. Just innocent. Oh boy, so Brugesser, it's so high. Brugesser dives out of the way because it's coming up by his face. And Rohrer ducks down. Look at this battle. Little shove. Oh, wow. That'll annoy the, yeah, there's the Danish benches reacting to that replay.
The Danish coach is furious.
Because Brugesser would otherwise would just stand up and take that in the chest or grab it with his glove probably. It's coming soft enough, but shove from behind from Rohrer, and Ganal opens the scoring. It's a really vulnerable spot. You kind of stand upright to block a shot. You don't have the strength in your legs, and when you get shoved, you do get tipped over pretty easily. And that was enough to knock Brugesser over. Dico sees nothing, but the puck get past him in the top of the net.
Chip back down to the Austrian zone. Back to pick it up is Nissner with his chin strap undone. That's a no-no in international hockey.
I don't think you can play like that.
Not supposed to. Now Meyer, a long shot that's handled at the horn by Dico, but after falling behind 2-0, Austria gets some life with that late goal from Ganal, and it's 2-1 Denmark after 20 minutes of play. You're watching the 2024 Men's World Hockey Championship from Prague, Czechia.
It's packed here in the Prague Arena, and we're still getting closer to the attendance record. We will see you. Thank you so much for joining us, and we're enjoying one game by both teams, by Austria and Denmark. We will check out the statistics, and we do have a one-off program for you during the intermission. Thank you so much for joining us here.
safety measures at the facility. Please be aware of serious injury from pucks and other objects being propelled into the spectrum.
This is Austria, the beauty of hockey, and here it's truly amazing. There's game 8 being played. Thank you so much for joining us. And let's look forward to the second period. The fans of Austria, the Austrian fans should feel here like at home. Prague is so connected to Austria, and an interesting game is happening in Ostrava as well. Poland is there like at home, and Poland is in the lead against the bronze medalists from the past IIHF World Championship against Latvia. So a surprising result, and we're looking forward to our second period. But now into our bronze game, and it's time to check out the highlights of the first period of the game. Austria versus Denmark.
It's past now. We are ready for the future.
Emmanuel Ganal with a late goal for Austria to give them some life here after falling behind 2-0. Marcus Lauritsen scoring for Denmark, and then the shorthanded goal by Fredrik Storm to make it a 2-0 lead. But Austria hanging in there early on, which is exactly what they want to do.
Hanging around, get good goaltending. Brad Leonard was relatively solid. Love the turnover on the shorthanded goal. And
right,
Tico.
Meanwhile, in Ostrava, not far from the Polish border, Poland a 1-0 lead on Latvia.
What a scene that could be. Polish fans.
And they're literally 45 minutes from the border.
And Poland hasn't been around often.
Just one promotion last year.
First, okay? Have a good second one here. Let's go. Sticks out. Yep.
Teams begin the second period 5-on-5. Our ears are still ringing from Latvia's bronze medal win last year.
So good.
And now Schneider taken down. Play continues. Heinrich steps up and shoots. He floated that wide. And now a lead pass to Blichfeld, busting in, shoots, and he fired that just wide, just 20 seconds into this second period. Back comes Schneider with it. His shot ramps off the stick of Marcus Lauritsen, up and out of play.
So you got to read what's happening on the ice, read your partner, read the situation. And Heinrich lets the shot go wide. Zadell goes and pitches. Well, Blichfeld had already leaked out on the shot attempt by Heinrich. You got to read that and get back, knowing that there is no support up the ice. And I believe one of the more dangerous shooters for Denmark, almost in alone on an aggressive pitch, over-aggressive.
Rossi up with a face-off, wins that back to Wolf, and that shot was blocked by Poulsen. And now Morten Poulsen tries to break away. Now reaching back, the play's offside at the Austrian line, and not to put too much on Rossi, but he's their best player.
Right.
So he not only has to be good, he can't be bad.
In a nutshell, right? He plays enough. He's so important that even him being mediocre is really going to hurt their team. If he's off, if he's having a bad game, then things get really tough. But 2 periods left, a lot of time, and he's got the skill to make up for it with a couple plays offensively.
Olesen works that free on Rossi, banks it off the back of the net, plays it across to From. That was a nifty play and a good stop there by Madlener.
Cheeky little play from behind the net. Get Rossi in the over pursuit. Spin around and back we go.
Hello.
Rossi's all turned around. Gets a stick tangled up in the net. You feel almost embarrassed when guys do that sort of stuff to you. You get angry. You want to slash. You know, how could you?
Face off, one back to Brugesser. Olesen bumped there by Lucas Hadum. Now sent down the ice by Ganal. Icing called against the Austrians. Austria got to the top division of the World Junior Championship. And actually spent 4 straight years up. Finally relegated in 2023, did not win promotion last year. They were aided by the lack of relegation in a couple of those years. But there are some good young Austrian players. Rossi, David Reinbacher, the Montreal 5th overall pick. And there's big Oliver Lauritsen playing it back. Back at the point. Schiel shot that wide. Not sure Madlener ever saw that in the Austrian goal. And now Schiel plays it back down. Picked up by Jensen Abo, the Danish captain. David Meyer back to pick it up. Slammed it off the sideboards. A lead pass. Bounced off the stick of Paul Huber. One of 7 players in this Austrian lineup who is from the Red Bull Academy. And that pass skips off the stick of Mikael Ågaard into the Danish bench.
Gotta have your head up on the bench there, those skipper passes.
These are long benches here, the European style, designed to accommodate more players. Of course, under IIHF rules, 20 skaters dressed, not 18 like in the NHL.
You can gain a lot of ground by changing out of the defensive side of the bench and jumping out the offensive side of the bench. What was that? Latvia in the 2010 Olympics, they tried that on Canada.
Yep. There's Blickfeld. Slides that back to Lawson. Back down to Russell. And a race for it now, picked up there by Joachim Blickfeld. You mentioned played for Vakra in the Swedish Hockey League this year.
There's a lot of beaver tailing going on in this game.
Yes, there is.
A lot.
And I can tell there is because you don't like it.
No.
That has always been a pet peeve of yours, shared with a number of NHL players.
Guys banging their sticks on the ice when they want to pass. Occasionally it can help, but more often than not, it's not doing its intended job.
That puck goes over the glass. Last year we were doing a game at the World Championship, and you mentioned how much you disliked that. And an NHL player, I won't say who, sent me a text and said, he wants to say to someone who does that, are you stupid or do you think I'm stupid? I know you're there. I know where the players are on the ice.
Was it Brad Richards?
No, it wasn't Brad Richards.
Because Richie did not appreciate.
No.
He just, I know you're there.
The Schneider shot that goes just wide. Zundel plays that back in the corner. And Captain Thomas Raffel, that's picked up by Weisse. And Weisse wearing a full cage after getting clipped with a stick in the Danish league. Spins that back around. I can imagine you would not take that well, someone doing that with you.
No. I generally knew what was going on the ice. I generally could pass it okay. No. Weisse throwing punches when he got the full cage on. I can also relate to that. I was good at that in college as well. You didn't have to worry about anyone punching you back. You're well protected. There's Thomas Raffel.
Yeah, brother of Michael Raffel, longtime NHLer.
And Thomas, the captain, 37 years old. He's been around forever.
Yeah. He's a playoff MVP in the Ice Hockey League for Salzburg this year, which is a very beautiful part of the world.
I played there when I was in Cologne.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we had the whole dinner at the Red Bull.
Were they in your league?
No, it was a pre-season tournament. And Salzburg was gorgeous. It's a neat place. We went there in like August. It was perfect timing. Had dinner at the hangar, the Red Bull hangar.
Right.
Which had the planes and the motorcycles and the F1 cars and the boats. And it was really neat. Really neat. Not neat like blocking a shot in your ankle. That's not neat at all. As Werger was feeling that one. Ooh, right on the outside. You hope you had either shot blockers or some guys have extra protection just melded into the boot.
Yeah. Alvin Lorentzen feeds that back across for Jensen Abo. Actually played in the Ice Hockey League this year for Klagenfurt. That sounds like a nice loop. Asiago, Italy. Vienna. Salzburg.
Some tough roadies with all those mountains in the region.
Yeah, but the food.
Post-game meals would not be at a Subway.
Ljubljana. Slovenia is a beautiful spot. Slovenia and Hungary promoted for next year after being relegated a couple of years ago. Or last year, rather. One promotion this year. Lawson goes back, icing waved off on the play. 4.5 gone here in the second. Thaler with it. The puck bouncing back in front. A chance there for Felix Schiele. He plays that back to Marcus Lorentzen. Here's Schiele back with it. Picked up by Brunner. Moved out by Ali Vukovic. Shots are 12-8 in favor of Denmark, a 2-1 game. That short-handed goal by Frederick Storm looming large now. Marcus Lauritsen brings it back out. Blichfeld banks that back around. Waiting for it is Raffel. A 6 World Championship, also an Austrian Olympian. Benjamin Nisner works it back to Heinrich. Feeds that back in front. Raffel back with it. Now a long point shot hammered wide by Zundel. And that skips off the glass, up and out. Now Austria doing what it needs to do, hanging around here.
That is the objective. There's the bigger of the two brothers, Oliver, the giant, 6'6", 235 or that area.
Played a little bit for the Flyers. He was drafted in the 7th round in '09. Played,
of course, he was drafted by Philly.
Yeah, played at St. Cloud State. 4 years in the American League.
He looks like he's 6'10". So big.
Weisse moves it ahead. The bouncing puck was missed by Jensen Abo. Here's Wolf back with it. Paulson stepped into him. Storm. Pivot. If he put it to the corner, could get a shot away. Now Paulson. Back to Oliver Lauritsen. Rugesser. Weisse. Pass chip to hit Rossi in a foot race now with Nicholas Jensen. Has a look back. Rossi throws it back in front, but Olsen comes back on the back check to take that away from Mario Huber. Weisse now drops it off to Fromm. Return that to Weisse. He's tied up there by Meyer. That's going to be a penalty to David Meyer for a hold. And so Denmark will go to the power play, leading 2-1 with 13:08 to go in the second.
And it's time to play the Skoda fan of the game battle. You will decide who will win this battle, and you will do it through the official IIHF app that you can download through this QR code. So there goes a little bit of a function, which goes up. So vás dostali v oficiální aplikaci letošního mistrovství IIHF, která je podporuje značka Škoda. No a můžete následně hlasovat o fanouška, či v tomto případě o faninku dnešního zápasu. And for the first side, it will be a ladies' battle. A truly ladies' battle. Two ladies that are cheering for Denmark and Austria. Here they are. Guten Tag, willkommen. And now you can cheer. Who will be the winner? Come on, Denmark.
Team Austria, number 12, line running for holding.
So David Meyer goes off for holding, and Denmark goes back to the power play here. Scored a shorthanded goal earlier in the tournament, or the game rather. Russell wins the face-off back. Played back by Nicholas Jensen. Here's Olsen with it. Back to Jensen. Moves it back into Blichfeld. Jensen back across to Olsen. Jensen beat up his Blichfeld, wants not to shoot. Now fires. Ogard standing in front. That's knocked away by Madlener.
Tough angle for Blichfeld to take a one-timer there. Ideally, you'd like to square him up a little bit more, get him further inside, a little bit higher up, to give himself more net to shoot at.
Russell winds his way in. Blichfeld trying to knock it down. Kept the puck alive for Russell. Here's Strong with it. Stephen Strong. Stripped of the puck. Throw back in the high slot. Olsen has it back. He rolled that wide. Here's Ogard with it. Back to Olsen. Olsen. Russell drops for Nicholas Jensen. Looks back to Olsen. Jensen. Olsen tees it up and shoots. That's heading wide of the goal. Still loose. Ogard fell in the back of the net. Russell banks that back to Jensen. 40 seconds to go in the Danish power play. Olsen. Back for Jensen, center for Russell, couldn't handle it. Now Jensen has that stolen away by Toller at the end of a very long shift. And then Blichfeld was bowled over by Heinrich. The play was offside at the Danish line.
Everybody was tired there on the ice, and Blichfeld trying to go reverse. Little Heinrich gets on his hip and spins him down.
Is it the Heinrich maneuver?
Hey now. Hey now. I'm a dad, so I can laugh. That's good stuff. I'm upset you beat me to it. Had a good kill so far for Austria. A bit stationary for Denmark. That's what they missed. They had Nick Ehlers in the power play. It was a different world for Denmark.
Oliver Bjorkstrand, Seattle an All-Star this year. A solid Danish player. Had some good ones over the years. Frans Nielsen was a long-time NHL player. Bruce Puck the side of the goal. Weisse trying to tip that home. Final seconds now, the power play. As Meyer steps back off. True. Sends that back to Rugesser. He rolls that wide.
It's clacking all over the ice. Don't even know who to pass it to.
Meyer slides that back around for Nico Brunner. Plays for Vienna in the Ice Hockey League. Pass Mascot as Oliver Lords who goes back for it. Step hard into Lucas Hodem. Banked down and deflected and steered away by Madlener.
If Madlener didn't head to the corner to play that puck, could have been trouble.
Oliver Lords in long shot. Madlener handles that easily. Shield peels back. Midway point of the second period. Denmark leading Austria 2-1. Still to come tonight. It'll be noisy again when Czechia faces Norway here this evening. It'll be the United States against Germany in Ostrava.
Czechia will be looking for their first goal and second win of the tournament.
Usually they come in reverse order. But they won that shootout 1-0 last night after a scoreless regulation in overtime. And Jensen Abo threw down Rohrer there. And
it was the official call in the neutral zone.
The trail official got it. So there'll be a power play coming.
To watch the Mascots carefully because they have magic show. Here they are, home moment with the giant hero.
So Jesper Jensen Abo, the Danish captain, gets called for an elbow, and Austria goes to the power play here. Now remember, they gave up a shorthanded goal in the first period. Here's a chance now to get back even in the game.
We're in the same situation, down by one. Time to get even in the game, and they gave him a shorty. Can't be more effective this time.
Heinrich back across to Rossi, tees it up and shoots it. Got through. Deco made the save through the screen of Raffel. That was well set up. Nicholas Jensen banks it around, helped by Rossi. Down to Raffel. Rossi back across to Heinrich. Schneider shoots, it goes off the foot of Nicholas Jensen. Nissner tries to throw that back, it's picked off, but held in the line by Schneider. And now moved out by True. Here's something I've always wondered about. You would know better, having played. Rossi's their best offensive player. In he comes now. Drops it back to Raffl, shoots, that's knocked away. He's playing the point in the power play. It's a long way from the net.
We'd call it the point, we'd call it the wing of the umbrella, so he's more the guy who handles it the most.
But he's still
not close to finishing,
40 feet from the net.
I guess they would say the incremental difference between a guy shooting it in, like a Schneider and him, is not as great as the incremental difference in him quarterbacking and Schneider attempting to quarterback.
Right. Here comes Rossi with it now. 45 seconds to go on the power play. Chips that in. Winds in Rossi. Skated by the puck. Weisse to the line, but not out. Held there by Unterberger. Back to the puck. Fed down. Rossi with a chance. In tight. Deco down. Rossi 2 whacks at it. And Frederick Deco, who has not been tested often, was good there.
You got your wish. You got Marco Rossi down by the net on the entry. And he shows the goal-scoring instinct, taking it right to the net, creating an opportunity. Here was the one off the face-off where it's just win back, DDD, and then the key is you got to get to the net. And Raffl was able to get there and get a tip. Making that save a little bit more difficult for Deco.
Nicholas Jensen with it, banks that back. Unterberger bobbled the puck for a moment. Now drops that back to Huber. Mario Huber. 20 seconds to go in the power play. Lucas Houghton. Now rink line. Here's the pass for Berger. They call that offside at the Danish blue line. 12 seconds to go in the Austrian power play.
At the very least, better than their first attempt where they gave up a shorthanded goal. They generated a couple of chances around the net. Tested Deco a little bit more. The captain awaits his return to the ice. 2 penalties for him in this game as well. Guy that Denmark is really counting on.
Face-off. Battle for it, brought ahead by Mario Huber. And that shoot-in goes off the glass and out. The face-off will be in the Danish zone with just 4 seconds left in this power play.
This is a positive development, though, the fact that it is in the offensive zone. You have a chance to create something maybe right away. Also, someone's got to be aware, Gord. Who's talking on the ice that the penalty is expiring in 4 seconds? So Strong is the weak side defender, 24 for Austria. He's got to bail right away if they don't win this faceoff.
It's scrambled, and he peels back as Jensen Abo steps back on. Strong. He spent 4 years in the Ontario Hockey League. Fires that down. Blichfeld up for Russell. Patrick Russell winds in, flips it back across. Chipped in by Ogar. Vukovic swings out across. That shot deflected wide from Mario Huber. Vukovic back at the point. That shot hammered wide by Stoppelfeld. Now Stoppelfeld steps up. Plays back around, and now Brunner has to retrieve with Ogaard bearing in on him. 6.5 to go in the second period. Blichfeld flips that to Ogaard, back for Blichfeld. It bounced off his stick. Now Jensen Abo shoots and puts it wide. Alexander True drops it back to Jensen Abo. And now Oliver Lordson, a shot kicked away by Madlener. Here's Lordson again. Fires again. Madlener to stop. The stick of Stoppelfeld broke. He's trying to battle in front. Here's True with it. True moves it and shoots. He fired that wide. Jensen Abo plays it back in for From. Now from a long shot that goes off a stick. Staplefelt, the defenseman, still doesn't have a stick. The puck is picked up by Olesen. Olesen feeds that down on Matthias From. Now From slides into True. That backdoor pass just missed for Brugesser. Olesen to From. Steppenfeld still no stick.
Oh, forwards, give him one already.
Olesen shoots, and Steppenfeld got in the way of that to knock it wide. Olesen swings that back. Nicholas Jensen in for True. Moves it down to From, back for True. Walks it and shoots. He put that right past Steppenfeld. Not funny, has a stick.
Jensen's got a fly into the boards there to keep that puck in the offensive zone.
And now a chance busting in, played back across, and a good look there for Oscar Molgaard. Molgaard back with it, centers it, and that's flipped away by Heinrich. Brugesser slides it back into the Austrian zone. It was 2-1 after one. That's still the score here late in the second period. Poland has retaken the lead on Latvia, now up 2-1. Move back at the point. That long shot taken by Killian Zundel is gloved by Diko. 4:25 to go here in the second period. It's a 2-1 lead for Denmark.
Let's get ready to face this. Now it's time to play Emoji Challenge. A naši play atmosféru na podobě schválení kabiny hodně na mozovce. Yeah, that's it. Přesně tak, jako jsme to viděli v tomhle případě. A je druhý pokus. Tak holky, co tam máme pro vás? Teď se pro nás zuby.
Back here in Prague, 2-1 Denmark leading Austria on day 2 of the 2024 World Hockey Championship. I mentioned that David Reinbacher is not here. The Montreal first-round pick had a couple of injuries this year, so he's rehabbing those, getting ready for training camp next fall in Montreal. Actually joined the Canadiens AHL affiliate at the conclusion of his season in Switzerland, where he played.
It's going to be a very crowded young blue line in Montreal. Lots of good players trying to make not that many positions. Reinbacher being one of them.
You can't have too many.
You only have 7 on the team, so that means those 2 or 3 or 4 will be in the minors. This might not be the worst thing. Or you could trade some of those good young players for some forwards. Not likely Reinbacher, not likely Lane Hudson.
No, Reinbacher, a big right shot D. Those are not exactly easy to find. And now that puck hit the linesman's skate, and as a result, Austria's offside.
Yeah, but Zwerger was waiting for his player to clear. He didn't realize he had 2 players in the offensive zone, so he lets the first guy clear, touches it, and then complains that it's offside incorrectly. The linesman was right, as they almost always are.
So we have the answer to the mascot question.
Okay.
Our producer Kevin Pratt informs you that Bob and Bobek are from a Czech cartoon series called Rabbits from the Hat. Bob is bigger and smarter. Bobek is smaller and more timid.
Oh, I like Bobek then.
So in the Bob and Bobek scenario, where do we fit in here?
I mean, I'm bigger.
No, you're not. You keep saying you are, but you're not.
You're smarter. I'm timid. So we're a blend of the two.
There's our answer.
It's an OKP on the case.
Nice of him to wake up in time for the end of the second period.
So at least he woke up on time.
true. That's a skill.
Not everyone on this broadcast has it today.
And now the Austrian goal scorer chips that in the corner. Moving on. Back is Strong with it. Out of. Fires that back down, but it's icing against Austria.
A little skipper gets over Canal's stick.
You know, when you think about Austria as a hockey country, not very big, you know, nothing to show really internationally, but some pretty good players. Even with Thomas Vanek, the 5th overall pick to Buffalo, an excellent goal scorer in the NHL.
What a career he had.
Yeah.
Through the university route, which is so unusual.
Yeah, went to Minnesota. From with it.
Michael Grabner, Austrian.
Yeah. Michael Raffel had a long career. And you've got young players like Rossi, Reinbacher. Busting in is True, walks it and shoots. That's a blocker save made by Madlener.
That's a good save by Madlener. That was well released by True.
Olesen spins back in the corner with it. Olesen feeds that back to Brugesser. Crossing goes to Nicholas Jensen for Olesen. Brugesser tapping for it, shoots. As a matter of principle, you should not pass to him, right?
Someone Strong is down. He is felled by that block and not moving well.
Here's Olesen with it. Yeah, Strong is barely able to move here. Another shot by Brugesser, just missed him.
Please.
Chipped out by Volkovitz.
He's gonna get off? He is not.
He's a long way from the Austrian bench in the second period. He's got to stay out here. Now that shot fired wide by Molgaard. Finally moved out by Nissner, and Strong can limp to the Austrian bench after that nightmare shift. Nissner plays it back across for Zundel.
That's an icing.
Winds up on goal, so
not only not an icing, now Denmark can't change as the puck was frozen.
They're going to try.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be able to change.
No.
Get them now.
Carl Gatt, head coach for Denmark.
Oh, there's the shot block on Strong. The outside of the knee, and your leg just goes dead. It's like almost like drop foot. It's like a little stinger on the nerve, and it takes 5 minutes to clear up. And for those 5 minutes, it is not ideal to be playing hockey.
No. Back at the point, Zundel's shot was blocked. Knocked down by Sturm. Frederick Storm plays that back for Paulson. He stumbled. And Schneider picks it back out. Paulson taps that back. And here is Lauritsen with it. Oliver Lauritsen swings that back in. Bank back around Lauritsen, steps up to keep it alive. Weissa plays it back across. Blickfield hammers it, scores!
Whoa!
That's what he does. And a big goal there to make it 3-1 Denmark with 1:06 to go in the second.
Wow. Can he ever shoot it? Hangs around the edges, waiting for a puck to get to him, and when it does, he can do this. On a roller, Madlener gets a piece of his blocker, but not enough. That's good velocity. That's good technique on a rolling puck as well. Getting a little bit more ice, a little bit more from the heel, get good contact, and Blickfeld has 2 points in his first goal of the tournament.
You mentioned the 2019 Western Hockey League Player of the Year for the Portland Winterhawks, with a 7th round pick of San Jose in 2016. Now Rossi works in and shoots. He flooded that high and wide. So Denmark leads by 2 for the second time. Blickfield is clipped there by Sverger. And Blickfield brings it back out, winds into the offensive zone. Drops it back to Ågaard. That pass goes off a skate.
Number 86, Joachim Blickfield, assisted by number 65,
Rossi.
and number 25.
That's stolen away. Ågaard looks ahead for Russell. As time winds down here in the period. Rossi has a quick look at the clock in the middle of that scrum for the puck, picks it out. On his backhand, had it blocked by Blickfeld, sends it back in front for Russell. That was almost disaster there for Austria. Rossi taps that back, and the Danes get the late goal by Blickfeld, the only goal here in the second period. They'll go to the dressing room with a 3-1 lead after 40 minutes of play. You're watching the 2024 World Hockey Championship from Prague, Czechia.
1 to go in the second period, and once again, just before the end, just before the horn, and it's announced the end of the second period. So Denmark is in lead 3-1, as you heard. We're about to begin our second intermission. We are entertaining for you once again. Find some, stretch your legs, and enjoy. You have a chance to cheer for Austria or Denmark off the next 60 minutes and seconds. Thank you so much for joining us.
života ve fandení Raiffeisenbank samozřejmě.
A nyní prosím, polipte nevěstu.
Speed from penalty to the spectator area. Be alert at all times, even during warm-up.
For next game, scan this QR code and you will open the gates to the most valuable tickets of May 2024. We're more than welcome and more than happy to welcome you here in the seats still there are tickets available. The limited capacity indicate.
Na poručí svalníka, kterého jména v rozhodce je Hecit. Přesně tak, jako jsme to viděli v tomhle případě. A je
Ready, 91, hey, hey, 91, Christian, 91, hey, hey boys, Thomas, good. You boys settle down here, okay? Respect it. Alles gut, passt. Steht vom David, alles gut. Stick! Move! No whistle for that! Move! No whistle! Good! Hey, let's go! Let him go! Hey!
těch dvou zemí, které dnes bojují o první body ve skupině A, tedy týmu Rakouska a Dánska, ale kdo ví, třeba se vám ta aplikace bude hodit. Vidíme spoustu českých barev, což je skvělé. Ono se tady také lehce ztrácí, že máme zde Dánsko, které má červené a bílé dresy a podobné barvy, respektive stejné barvy i patří k barvám Rakouska, ale jsme rádi, že jste s námi a klidně se můžete zapojit do následujícího kvízu, který právě teď začíná. We're ready for the quiz at the Austria and Denmark game. Let's start with our questions. How many times has Austria hosted the IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship? You see it from 5 till 8. And to be honest, we do have a wonderful memory for Austria. In 2005, Czechia became the world champion there, and 58 right answers in the 7 times when the IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship was held in Austria, and it would be an particular. Second question for you. Is it true that Denmark's best result was 8th place in 2010 and 2016? 10 seconds remaining for your answer. And if you were listening to me, then you know the right answer. Final 3 seconds for you. And time is up. And yes, was the right answer. More than 100 of you were right. Speed is mandatory in this case, and now you will sort the following countries in going forward were the most successful at the IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship, the least successful. There's France, Canada, Germany, and Sweden. Kind of a tricky question to find the second one. It can be difficult. 3 last seconds. And here is the answer. Canada first, Sweden second, then Germany, and then France. We still do remember Germany in the finals, and Germany with medals. They were in great shape a year ago. We will find out if we have a winner. And the winner is Bordeaux. So in case you are Bordeaux, then you should pick up your prize at information desk behind sector 101. Just identify yourself with the nickname Bordeaux and pick up your prize. 3 minutes, 25 seconds on the beginning of the second period. It's time to look to Ostrava. Poland still in the lead. 2-1 against Latvia. So congratulations to Noah, one of the first surprises of this tournament. Maybe the next one will happen in Prague. Now it's time to check out the highlights of the second period of the game. Austria versus Denmark. Und jetzt, meine Damen und Herren, hier ist Österreich!
at least 20 in front of us. So,
Joachim Blichfeld has scored for Denmark in his second World Championship. His 8th game, he scored 6 times.
it's up to you.
That's an impressive number for Denmark, a team that doesn't pile up a ton of goals. He is, well, you see on his goal, he can really shoot it.
So Matt Leonard has allowed 3 on 22 shots in the Austrian goal. At the other end, Fredrik Diko, who plays for HV71 in Sweden. He's a 5th round pick of Montreal in the 2019 draft. He spent the last 5 years in Sweden. And meantime, in Austria, as you heard earlier, 2-1. Poland leading Latvia. And here's the funny part of that. And Denmark were the kings of this. It's not sometimes how much you win, it's who you beat. So picture this, say Poland pulls off the massive upset, beats Latvia, but then loses to France later on.
Yeah.
And they both have 1 win, you're out.
They lose the head-to-head. That's right.
The Danes were the kings of that at the World Junior. They were in the top division 5 straight years. They'd win 1 game a year, but always against the right team.
Yeah, well, take them where you can get them, but it doesn't guarantee that you're through.
Right.
But it also by any point, I mean, if you can scrape out a tie anywhere or overtime loss, then that would probably be a difference. But close to home, that would be a fun atmosphere against Latvia. It travels pretty well. It's an understatement.
Russell flips that back down to the Austrian zone as the teams begin this.
Oh, that little bump is going to get a board.
Yep. They were 5 on 5. They won't be anymore.
Please be aware of serious injury from pucks and other objects being.
Misner is going to go for his hit on Russell. It's not much. Russell presents his back.
Yeah. Boarding.
Okay, no. But if that's boarding, how many boards are there in a game? That's the issue. Not that is, I mean, it's sort of textbook. There's nobody else around. You don't really need to do it. The puck is gone. But he doesn't hit him very hard. And Russell goes in the glass easily. He's going to be fine. Don't worry. He'll be back out there for the power play. I'm just saying, if that's a penalty, this is what the guys on the bench say. If that's a penalty, then the next time someone bumps me from behind, it better be a penalty.
We'll keep an eye on that in the 3rd period here. We're going to keep an eye out for hits from behind.
I'm charting them now.
He's got the paper and the pen out, folks.
Yeah.
He's going to keep track of every time someone gets hit the numbers along the boards. That was boarding for me.
It is boarding, but so is a lot of other stuff is the problem. But you have to know,
Loose puck at the side of the goal. Weisse turned away.
With this standard, you can't do that.
There's Brugesser. Marcus Lorentzen loves to shoot from the point. Brugesser beats it across to him. Back to Brugesser. He tees it up and shoots. That's punched away by Madlin. That pass is picked off by Meyer, who fires it by a leaping Brugesser and back down the ice. Still to come tonight, Czechia and Norway. There'll be another packed house of Czech fans here. And the USA against Germany tonight.
It's no easy game for the Americans trying to bounce back from a loss to Sweden.
Right.
Germany is legit. They're a good team.
Lots of veteran players who have played together before.
Beat Slovakia on opening night.
Olesen pivots back. That was not a hit from behind there. That was
no. Okay.
He took him in firmly, but he was not away from the boards.
They tell me that Russell was away from the boards?
Yeah.
By a foot.
Yeah, he's a foot away from the boards.
And I'm all for penalties. You know that.
Olsen, Rick wide to Russell. He was out there on the power play.
Oh, amazing.
Schneider hustles back for it. Bruner with a short-handed shot that goes wide. And Blichfeld plays that back as Mistner steps back on.
Now there's a moment Denmark with a better power play could end the game.
Right.
And they
Now True works in, he's poke check, and Rossi back on it.
they do nothing with it, and Austria could still be hanging around.
Boy, that Blickfeld goal at the end of the second period was huge, wasn't it? Here's From of the Danish league in scoring this year. Is Aalborg is the perennial champion. There's a quick backhand shot off the goalpost from. But no one in the lineup tonight plays for them. Lassen. Marcus Lorentzen back down to From. For Lorentzen. Trying to swing that rink wide. That was intercepted by Dominic Heinrich. And Heinrich with a step. Knocked off stride by From. And the Austrians are howling about that.
Almost interference. Heinrich showing a burst that I don't think From realized he had.
Bouncing puck is scooped up there by Vincent Rohrer. Played a couple years of the Ottawa 67s of the OHL. And now Storm with a big short-handed goal drops it off for Paulson. That one was big too in a 1-0 game. And here's Storm holding the line. Rohrer, rink wide to Wolf. Swings that back down the Danish zone. Deco. Up ahead for Russell. Now it's center ice. Blickfeld goes back across to Ogard. Here's Strong on it. Ogard takes it away. 5 gone in the third period. And Blickfeld got a stick on that to knock it wide. Back at the point. Jensen steps up. That pass was up around the ears of Blickfeld. It's brought back in by Vukovic. Drops it off, and a hard shot at the goal post by Paul Huber. What a chance there for Austria to draw back within 1.
Could have been with an assist from Blickfield's ear.
Yeah.
Queued up the 3-on-2 because he bounced one off his helmet.
Now Toller plays it back down to the Danish zone. Austria's got Switzerland tomorrow. Denmark plays Canada tomorrow. You missed it earlier. Canada 4-2 win.
Boarding.
It was not boarding. You did the boards.
Touch the boards.
Now you're just being difficult.
Yes.
Kitsanabo steps into that shot.
Look out, going behind the net. Almost got clipped.
Played back around by Brunner. And Oliver Lorentzen swings back to pick it up. Jensen Abo puts that wide. Weisse keeps it back alive. Gillian Zundel. Oh, now a steal back in front for Storm. Just missed there.
It's a bad turnover. Zundel put it right in the slot.
Another chance in front for Storm. Turned away by Madlener.
Turning back the clock at 35, having himself a very effective evening.
What a good year in the DEL. Scored 20 goals for Cologne this year. I mean, that's good production in that league.
20 goal scorers. We like them.
Well, especially in a league where they only play 50 games.
We like them even more. There's the pop pass to space that was turned over, and Trump jumps on it, rings it off the post. And here's the one going the other way. As a little flyby screen. And Huber rang one off the post, and that would have changed the complexion of this third period. Feels very comfortable right now. Austria's not generating a lot of the 2-goal advantage, but 1 goal and the temperature, the mood of the game would change.
Well, the difference is for a team like Austria, for Denmark, every game is huge. For Austria,
right, because you don't think Denmark's really worried about qualifying for next year.
They're
past that, they think.
They have been 9th to 12th each of the last 6 years. Here comes Rossi now on a line change by Denmark. Rossi in, shoots, and a save made by Tico. But for Austria, it might very well come down to one game at the end of the preliminary round against Great Britain. 12:35 to go here in the third period. 3-1, Denmark leads.
And gets ready for the cheers. You will have the world class. On the giant screen, you will see two Pilsner Urban glasses. You will recall if you hold particularly and try to cheer with the digital ones on the screen. If you do it, you will get the prizes from Pilsner Urban. They are really in the top. Now we're searching for the competitors. If you got the beer, show us Pilsner Urban. All right. Okay. Here we go. And now the Pilsner Urban glasses. Okay. Now, do it. Yes. Thank you. You're the winners. Pick up the two beverages and two goldfingers in the main tent at the official fan zone. So, visit the main tent in the
12.5 to go in the third. Denmark looking for its fourth straight win over Austria at the World Championship. The first meeting was 25-1 Austria in 1949.
One got away from Denmark.
Yeah. But they've shown them since then.
That's right, 3 for 3.
Denmark qualified for the Olympics for the first time in 2022, beating Norway in Oslo in Olympic qualifying.
And those are monumental tournaments for these countries. To try to qualify.
Well, they get their NHL players. That's a big one. I mean, the World Championship's one thing, but to get your NHL guys to the Olympic qualifying, it's usually in late August, early September, right before the opening of NHL training camps.
It's hard to get them, but there's a bit more of a carrot for the NHL guys to show up, because if they get them in, they get to go. Or in the past they have, and now in the future they will as well.
Tougher for a country like Austria. They're ranked lower, so they have to play in the early rounds of Olympic qualifying.
Call that a knee?
I think so. That's going to be Paul Stapelfeld going off.
So we learned from the school of Radko Gudas. It is hard to play defense moving forward. And when you do it well, it's intimidating. When you do it poorly, you get kneeing penalties. He goes in wide. Blichfeld steps around him, and he gets his knee into Blichfeld's thigh. It's not violent. They're talking about it.
Stolzberg has won the last 3 Ice Hockey League championships.
Austria 2 minutes lead.
So referees could get together and talk about it. They want to make that a 5.
Yeah.
No, they should not. That's not the right call.
We've not seen that yet. It's been rampant, not just in the IIHF events, but in the NHL too, where
the 5, take a look, downgrade to 2.
Call a 5 to be safe,
or down to 0 at times.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind if you're not quite sure. Better to get it right as long as you do it quickly.
I wonder how often linesmen do it on a close offside call.
Let it go, knowing that the video groups will get it right in the end.
Right. Except the NHL keeps track of that stuff. If you have a bunch of goals overturned on offsides you missed.
Part of that would be bad luck, though, because you let 200 go during the year, and how many of those actually have a goal happen because of them? Hopefully not many.
Patrick Russell with a rolling puck on the Danish power play. Flip back to Nicholas Jensen.
Pass.
Takes that pass from Russell. Shot hammered by Blichfeld. That was right in his wheelhouse.
He lob wedged that. That got up so quickly. I also want to check to see if his blade broke. He just sailed on him. He banged his stick on the ice on the boards. He can't believe he missed. That was a wild shot.
In comes Molgaard with it. And Strong picks it back up for Austria and lifts it down the ice. Lorentzen pivots back as we approach the midway point of the third period. Day 2 of the 2024 World Hockey Championship. Bicep. Marcus Lorentzen. Marcus Lorentzen lost the puck, and a chance now for Toller moving in. Toller shoots, and that's steered away by Deco. Marcus Toller played in 2 World Juniors for Austria in 2020 and 2021. They were in the top division for 4 straight years. Part of that was no relegation. Got relegated in 2022. Have not won promotion back to the top division. And now Storm fires it back in.
Watching this Denmark team, you think they got Canada tomorrow.
Yeah.
They skate well enough to get in the way. Won't make it easy for you.
They're another team that rarely makes the quarters. As that shot by Storm is knocked away.
Storm could have a bundle.
But they don't usually end up on the wrong side of the World Championship anyway, of losses. They've taken some bad beatings at the World Junior, but age-out tournaments, again, for a smaller country like Denmark are really hard with a small player pool.
Got to get a glove and a stick off the ice in Austria's end as Heinrich gets one of them out of the way.
Heinrich doing some housekeeping. Fired back down to the Danish zone, but icing called against Austria.
So Lichfeld having a pretty good night. He was part of this wild scramble in front, got a piece of something somewhere before Lorentzen put it in to open the scoring. And then this goal, you're right, so huge. The timing of it late in the second, 1-goal game feels very different for Austria than having to get 2. And that is his spot. He likes to let her fly.
You're not going to believe this. Poland's taking the lead for the 3rd time on Latvia.
3-2.
1-0, 2-1, now 3-2.
Okay. We're going to get this game wrapped up and catch the tail end of that one.
A little behind us. And Ostrava, in the east end of Czechia, up by the Polish border.
How big is the rink in Ostrava?
It's about 12,000. We were there for the World Junior.
Oh, that big?
I think so. Maybe,
wow.
Maybe 10. It's big. Like it's a large building, but
I have not been there before.
Canada's won 2 gold medals there in the World Junior in 1994 and 2020. It's 12,000.
No wonder they're setting attendance records. 2 big arenas.
Well, this one, I mean, 18,000 here, one of the biggest rinks in Europe. Rare to see a rink this size over here. The new building in Zurich. Bern's got a new building that's roughly this size.
And that building in Cologne I played in briefly is a pretty sizable one as well.
Raffel plays that back to Nistner. That's off a stick. Up and out of play. 7:18 to go here. In the 3rd period, Denmark beating Austria 3-1.
Well, there's wonderful announcement I am now going to present to you here, ice hockey fans. The attendance here in the Prague Arena for the game Austria Denmark. It's truly amazing. It is 15,719. Thank you so much. For Danish.
Almost 16,000 hockey fans in here. So if you are enjoying it, have my buddies from all the Denmark. Good. Give me 5. Yeah. And now you. Give me 5. If you are here with your buddy, give him 5.
7:18 to go here in Prague. Still to come tonight, Norway and Czechia in this building. He was rollicking here last night as the Czechs won the shootout against the Finns. And Morten Paulsen shoots that off the outside of the goal frame. Austria's got Switzerland here tomorrow. Denmark plays Canada as well. Weisse sends it back in front. A great stop there on Storm by Madlener.
Storm can't believe he's just got one. He scored the shorthanded goal that was a bit of a gift from Marco Rossi. But he has had more good chances than any other player in this game. And again, he finds himself all alone in front. He pulls it to the backhand, and Madlener just fights to keep it out. Oh, it's sitting on top of his pad. Wow. Nice job not leaving the post too early.
Shield banks that back in, back to pick it up. There's Lucas Hodam. Strong pokes it free. Strong played his minor hockey in the Greater Toronto Hockey League. It's a pretty familiar pattern we've seen over the years of Canadian dads who wind up playing in Europe. That was centering pass for Sheely, bobbled and scored! Got it back and fired it home to make it 4-1 Denmark. And the 31-year-old Shield plays for Fishtown in the German league. Has given his team a comfortable 3-goal lead.
That's a nice seam to expose, and you're right. The second corral almost opened up the angle. Madlener slid as though he might one-timer or shoot it quickly. And then when he had to double clutch it, Madlener doesn't go laterally with him. Adam right in front of his eyes, and Shields able to put it into the top of the net. Get Denmark another insurance goal now. It's comfortable for the last 6 minutes of the game.
Shields spent his first year in the DEL this year. It's his second career goal in 13 games at the World Championship.
Goal 14 Denmark, scored by player number 54.
Put 4 on the board, not bad for Denmark. Against any team in this tournament.
And 48, Nicholas E. Jensen at 53-44. Just 53-44.
Mathias Lassen, another one of the Danish Olympians. Hard to believe with all the players they've turned out, 17 NHLers from Denmark historically, but they never played in the Olympics before. That long shot blocked.
I think with all their available players, if they all played, they would have a chance against some of these teams that they'd be competing with for those last spots.
Bogard moves in and shoots. He fired that wide. A lot of times they come up just short in the Olympic qualifying.
Yeah.
That's been the case a lot of times for them.
They're getting Norway or a team like Latvia, whatever, one of those teams that have to qualify in.
Blichfeld moves in and shoots. It goes off a skate and wide.
There are some automatic bids based on world rankings. So Canada, US, Sweden, they don't need to qualify for Olympics.
And we're into another year at the upcoming Olympics like we've had the last couple, where the host team will get in automatically even though they're outside the top 9. So that means only the top 8 get automatic berths. And that's what happened when the tournament was in Slovakia. That was the last year where the ranking was counting for the 2022 Olympics. The Slovaks dropped down to 9th in the world ranking, had to play in Olympic qualifying to get to Beijing, and they wound up winning a bronze medal. So that'll be the case again now. But it's not a guarantee that the host team gets in. The IIHF has to vote on it, but China was ranked in the low 30s internationally.
China gets in, then
yeah, Italy's like 18th right now. They didn't get bumped up though this year. They didn't qualify for the World Championship next year. They finished 3rd in Division 1A. 3:52 to go in the 3rd period. 4-1, Denmark the lead.
I'm here with two young fans, Ruben from Austria and Emil from Denmark. And now, guys, we'll play the rock, paper, scissors game. You know what to do, and now it's up to you. You ready? Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3, go! Yeah! And the winner is Emil. And now it's your time. Please watch the countdown. And now you will see 6 cards. We are gonna hide the cards and shuffle them. Let's shuffle the cards. And now it's up to you to pick only one. So which one will it be? C. Okay, please let us listen to the C. And it's Mascot. And is the winner of the competition. So congrats to Denmark.
Just inside 4 minutes to go here in the 3rd period, and Austria is still 3-2 Poland over Latvia.
Buckle up for the finish there. My goodness.
And that could really scramble things in Group B.
That will force Latvia to run the table against the top guys. They got, well, Germany and Slovakia.
The Latvians just got in to the quarters last year, and then, of course, pulled a stunning upset in overtime against the United States.
They don't have their magic man in net. He's playing in Vancouver now.
Artur Silovs is the goaltender in the playoffs for the Vancouver Canucks. And the day after the bronze medal win was a national holiday in Latvia.
The scenes of that celebration, epic.
Our battle behind the goal. It's picked free by Ganal, who has the Austrian goal. Here's Ganal back with it. Drops it off to Unterweger. That was blocked by Nicholas Anderson. Pass bumped away from Unterweger. He'll peel back to pick it up. Lead pass to Rohrer. Ogard moves it ahead to Blichfeld. Drops that off to Russell with a shot that goes wide. Blichfeld back on it. Now Vukovic spins back for Austria. Russell plays it back out. And Vukovic has it back. For Paul Huber.
Two minutes left in the 3rd period.
That's moved by Oliver Lorentzen. Back down to the Danish zone. He slides it out. Nick Olsson plays for Oskarshamn in the Swedish League. They were relegated this year of the Swedish Hockey League. As Olsson moves in. And now a penalty coming late here. They're going to call a slash with 1:38 to go.
Olofsson was breaking in and Schneider got into his hands.
Schneider arguing vociferously on his way to the box.
Funny, he didn't convince him not to call it. I thought it might have been a hook into the hands more than a slash. That is, seems a hook onto the stick more than a. I don't think he touched his hands.
I agree.
Oh, I'll take it. We'll leave it at that. The first unit out there, and Blichfeld's stick is in the air.
Yeah, he's calling for it. He's not beaver tapping for it, he's just waving.
He's directing traffic, saying around the top and get it to me.
Go with the best option. That's me. Pass bounces back to Blichfeld. In for Russell, slides that back. Jensen back to Blichfeld, tees it up and puts that wide.
He's falling backwards at a terrible angle, but nope. This is the option you want.
There you go. Passes in his skates. Feeds it back to Russell. Shoots. Bouncing puck. Blichfeld scores.
They get there eventually.
There's his second. Joachim Blichfeld once again makes his presence felt.
If you're so good at it that it doesn't matter if it's predictable, then you got something going, because we're up here knowing that he wants the puck, he's asking for it. Made a couple nice plays. You're right, this first pass was no good, but the return pass was excellent. And then off the backside, Rogard, and bouncing right to Blichfeld, who looks a lot like Connor Bedard there, jumping in the empty net. Get down, and try to get a lot on it, and no chance for Madlener to come across and make the save.
So in his 8th career game with the World Championship, he now has 7 goals.
Okay. We're going to make sure to mark him next time.
Well,
who's playing Denmark next? Canada, take note.
You know, remember, we talked about him as being a guy that maybe would get another look by an NHL team. He's 25. He was drafted by San Jose in the 7th round.
Put up big numbers in junior.
Yeah. He had a decent year for Vancouver. He scored 17 goals in 50 games in the Swedish league.
The question always is for a player who clearly can shoot. So 2 things. One, is he better than the guys he would be there to replace in the NHL? Right. Not is he better than anyone on the roster, because of course he would be more skilled than some guys, but is he better than the guys that he's looking to play instead of?
Because he's got to play in your power play.
He's got to play in your second unit. He's got to play in some sort of top 9 at least. Is he going to kill penalties? And the other part of it is, can he skate well enough? As fast as the game is, you can't really defend or even get open unless you move pretty well.
With 7.5 to go in Ostrava, Kaspers Dogovic is tied up for Latvia for the 3rd
dog
time.
Is still playing?
Big boy still going.
Yes. Of course he is.
And we'll take you there seconds from now. With no shortage of drama so far, but Denmark brings this one home pretty comfortably, as they will open their tournament. Schneider ripped that wide with a 5-1 win. Heinrich shoots, that's blocked. And so Denmark improves to 1-0. Austria falls to 0-1. Denmark has Canada tomorrow. Austria has Switzerland. 5-1 the final here in Prague. Still to come tonight. Norway against the host Czechs.
First 3 points for Team Denmark after this victory. But a huge thanks to all the Austrian fans. You made the game so special. Danke sehr, unsere Freunde aus Österreich. And congratulations, Team Denmark. The best players of each team will be awarded by Bank International, official sponsor of the 2024 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. The prizes will be presented by Balklanaga, Bank International representative, and Vladimir Verdish from Bank Czechia. Best player of Team Austria, number 17, Manuel Ganay. Best player of Team Denmark, number 25, Oliver Lauritsen. Dear all, please rise if you're able to for the national anthem of winning team, the national anthem of Denmark. Congratulations once again to Denmark first with points, second so much Austria. That the schedule here in the Prague Arena will continue with the main course. After 8 p.m. exactly 8. There will be a game between the home team, Team Czechia and Norway. In case you are the ticket holders, we kindly ask you to exit the arena as soon as possible and then re-enter the arena for enjoy the pre-game program, or you can stop by at the official fan zone and there you can enjoy your time and then come back. Dámy a pánové, se nám je druhý zápas dnešního programu, ale hlavní klub nás čeká 20 minut po 20. hodině. Utkání Norska a domácího týmu. Týmu Česka. Případně, že máte listy na české utkání, žádáme vás, abyste jim opustili arénu a vstoupili do ní znovu. Ještě jednou prosíme vás, abyste odešli a nás vstoupili znovu, abyste se můželi programu. Thank you so much for joining us here. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Congratulations to Denmark. Danke sehr. Gute Erfolge aus Österreich. And see you soon in the Prague Arena at the 2024 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship.
You shot the game-winning goal last year against Hungary in the shootout to end the tournament. You pick up where you left off with the lone goal for your team today. You're also named player of the game. What proved most difficult, though, as this game seemed to get away from the team?
I think the whole game, we didn't have the best start. They come out really hard, really focused. They were playing really solid, like really easy. They didn't make any big turnovers and stuff, and they found the back of the net. So the whole game we were chasing their lead, and they just played really, really good.
You sound a little frustrated. All in all, are you disappointed by your team's performance today, or do you think there was a higher level you could have reached?
Nah, of course, I think we're all disappointed. That's not the level we can play. I think we were kind of slow, reactive. We never really got in the game. We were just chasing them all night long. That's how it felt in a way. But it's game one, so we talk about it and we move on from here.
This is your 5th World Championship experience. Why is it so important to you to come back each and every year and represent your country?
Es ist immer eine besondere Ehre. Ich glaube, für einen Adler auf der Brust zum Spielen, für mich bedeutet das einfach sehr, sehr viel. Ich werde so lange spielen, wie es irgendwie nur geht, weil es immer was Besonderes ist. Und gerade so eine Weltmeisterschaft ist einfach ganz speziell. Wenn man die Halle anschaut, das Drumherum, die Leute, es ist einfach cool. Man kann sich mit den Besten der Welt messen. Und ich glaube, das ist das, was jeder Sportler irgendwo auch will.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Last year in Denmark's opening game against Kazakhstan, you had a hat trick. Today, 2 goals and an assist to start the tournament. Is there perhaps an extra burst of energy in your tournament's opening game?
I don't know. It's always nice to be on the scoreboard. So I'm happy with 2 goals and I'm happy for the win.
Less than 24 hours until you're back in action against the defending gold medalist Canada tomorrow. How does a dominant 5-1 win help this team mentally ahead of what will likely be a tough game tomorrow?
I mean, I know you always get good confidence when you win a game. So we know it's a tough opponent tomorrow with. The whole squad is superstars, so we're just going to go out there and give it our best, and we got to see what happens.
Denmark wins its opening game for the 6th consecutive time at the World Championship. How does a strong start set the tone for the remainder of the tournament?
In Danish? Jamen, det er altid dejligt at vinde den første kamp. Det giver god selvtillid ind til kamp nummer 2, og drengene de gjorde det super godt i aften, så vi er meget tilfredse.
Thank you.
Thank you.